What if? Welcome to Food, all you never wanted to know. My father taught me the what if game when I was learning to drive, and he would say, what if that driver in front of you opened the driver's door, just as you approached? What would happen if the person in front of you jammed on their brakes suddenly? Are you prepared? What would you do? Have you ever been in your car driving and you stayed out longer than you expected and suddenly realized you were hungry? What if you got stuck someplace? What if you were stuck in traffic on a turnpike for hours? This is not as crazy as I would have thought 20 years ago. This has actually happened, right? What if your car broke down in the middle of nowhere and you had no phone reception? You do need to know whether you want to or not, what you'll eat if you get stuck unexpectedly, or what you should stash in your 3-day kit as you dash out the door in an emergency situation. I'm going to look at some short-term food, only one of the foods to consider. There are many others that you should put in a 3-day kit or in your car, just in case of emergency. We'll talk about others at another time, but right now I'm going to be talking about crackers. All right. These are carbs. Carbs sound so bad. People don't want carbs anymore. You're going to get fat. Well, in an emergency situation, you're not going to be worrying about fat or carbs. If you're diabetic, you will be concerned about sugars. Okay, so you need to plan ahead for what's okay for you to eat. Now, I'm going to just compare these 4 different kinds of crackers. This is one that we've eaten a lot on New Year's Eve, mainly. It's low sodium, and we don't like salt on our crackers, at least I don't. This is another one, these Honey Grams. They're organic by Annie's. I am not advertising anything here, okay? And these are Cars, which is something I picked up today at the store. Never had them before. And here is McVitie's Digestive Wheat Biscuits. I've never tried this one either. So we're going to be looking at these, tasting them, and comparing the nutrition facts. Before I get into this too far, let me first express how important it is to store things correctly. Now, granted, these are short-term storage. It's not something you're going to dry pack or can or anything. However, you don't want insects getting into your food, do you? In the car? So I always put whatever I'm going to have in there in a Ziploc bag, but this is not enough. We found out about 4 years ago, our car was parked in front of our house. Nothing, we're not under any trees, nothing like that. And one day we went to get the little stash of food, and lo and behold, mice can get in cars. Did you know that? I absolutely had no clue that could ever happen. Right in our driveway, a mouse had gotten in the car and had chewed into our food. So, part 2 of how to store food in a car. This is an ammo box. I believe we actually bought this simply for our car food storage. I don't know, my husband knows differently, but he's outside right now, so I don't know. Okay, this is metal, not plastic. I think a very determined rodent could chew through plastic. This is a foolproof way to store something in the car. Now realize too, if you're at home, you might want to just take the food in the house so it'll last longer. But this will at least prevent rodents from getting in and insects from getting in. Okay, this is super important. Now, of course, this isn't the only thing you're going to put, or the other crackers. But this is a good thing to remember. Storage, please store food properly. Back to the crackers. Now, something, as you can tell, the serving size will vary between these 4 crackers. So this is not a scientific experiment. Okay, I'm just looking at a serving, not exactness, because some of these have way more grams per serving than others. Like this one, let's take a quick gander here. Serving size, 2 full crackers, 31 grams. Okay. This one, 2 cookies, they call them cookies, 29 grams. This one is way less, I believe. 2 crackers, 14 grams. So this is only half as much volume-wise as that. Cars, 2 crackers is 18 grams. So you see, however, but for purposes of planning ahead and saying, oh, in an emergency or when we get hungry in the car, so we don't go stopping and wasting money at a restaurant, we'll just each have 2 crackers and some nuts or whatever else is in the car in our emergency storage. Okay, now we're going to look really quickly. Nutrition facts. Now, first of all, one thing that these 3 have or don't have, which is different from this, is this little symbol here. Can you see that? Whoa. Non-GMO project. Annie's has non-GMO project and USDA organic. This one is non-GMO, okay? This one does not, unfortunately. Now, granted, if you're hungry, you need food, you're just going to eat it no matter what it is, right? So we're going to start with that. So we're going to give these little stars for having no GMOs. Okay. This one isn't going to be very visible. This one I should probably give 2 stars. Okay. Now, anyway, so we'll talk about this later, but I very seldom buy grain like cereal or anything like that that is not GMO free or organic, because we will talk about that another time. All right. But again, you're hungry, you want something to eat, and what is the most nutritious? So, or will give you the most energy for what you need. Okay, so we're going to put them up and we're going to look at these side by side. Okay, calories 60, but you know, calories are not important right now, so we're going to look at other things because they are different amounts. So cholesterol, 0. Cholesterol, you know, it's probably not the most important thing here. 0, 0, 0. Okay. None of them have any cholesterol at all. Sodium, to me, that's something because I just don't like salty crackers. So you may not care. And again, if you're in a situation where you are getting dehydrated, you might want a salty something. You might want some pretzels in the car to go along in case it's very hot, you have some water, and you need a little bit of salt. So 1 serving is 1%, 25 milligrams for the stoned wheat thins. If we go to the whole wheat crackers, which are whole grain, 110 milligrams, 5%. Over here, the Annie's graham crackers, we have 130 milligrams, 6%. And the McVitie's is 160 milligrams, 7%. Okay, so far the stone wheat thins have 0, which is one reason we like them for New Year's Eve. We put cheese on them, and the cheese has salt. You don't need cheese in the cracker too. That's my theory. They'll all have carbs. This is 4%. Where is the carbs? I can't find the carbs. Where in the world are the carbs? 11, 4%. 9%. And carbs, 7%. Okay? You expect carbs. These are carbs. These are grains. There's nothing wrong with some carbs. Okay. Next, the sugars. Sugars are important to some people. Although if in an emergency situation, if you're tired, if you need to expend energy, if you have to walk someplace farther than you're used to, you might want some sugars to give you energy. There is no sugar in the Stone Wheat Thins, okay? Sugars, 3 grams in the cars, okay? In the Honey Grams, you would expect some sugar. Sugars, 8 grams. Actually, not a whole lot, not like a cookie. Here, sugars, 4 grams, okay? Now we're gonna look at something I think is super important, is fiber, and that's a negative for the Stone Wheat Thins. They actually have no fiber. How do they manage that? I'm not sure how they manage that, no fiber. Okay, in the cars, fiber, 2 grams, which is 6%. The Annie's graham crackers, 2 grams, 7%. And this one that I've never heard of in my life, they make this in England. Maybe they don't normally carry it here. Let's see. Fiber, 1 gram, 4%. So these, even though they look super grainy, don't have a whole lot. This has the most. The graham crackers have the most, but there's a lot of whole wheat flour. It's the #1 ingredient in that. These crackers claim to be whole wheat. It says whole wheat flour. Actually, this is all whole wheat flour, so it may have to do with the fact that it has way fewer grams per serving. My guess is these are very similar, but in any case, let's go on to something else here. Protein. You're not going to be eating crackers necessarily for protein, but just let's take a look at this. Okay, so the Stone Wheat Thins, 1 gram. The cars, 1 gram. The Annie's graham crackers, where protein 2 grams, but again, it may be because the serving size is larger. All right, and the McVitie's, 2 grams. That's kind of surprising. Again, though, it's 29 grams, so maybe it's not so surprising. And the first ingredient is, what? The first ingredient is not whole wheat flour. It doesn't say so. Unless in Britain, maybe they don't have to say whether it's whole wheat. I don't know. Last issue. Can we stomach them? To me, that's super important. If you have something in the car and you need to keep it rotated, you're not going to rotate it if you cannot stand the flavor. I'm a little concerned about digestive wheat biscuits, so we'll see. I already know that we kind of like these. I'm just going to take a bite of these. They're very plain. If you had peanut butter in the car, you could definitely put peanut butter on that and it would be delicious. Okay, same as always, very plain cracker, but again, they have a couple stars against them. I forgot to put the stars because there's always a chance that the wheat may have been sprayed with Roundup because they're not organic or GMO certified, non-GMO certified. Anyway, but we like those crackers. They're not salty. And they're just plain crackers. Okay, the cars, they look really wheaty. Okay. We do like whole wheat, but, you know. That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. I mean, biscuit makes me feel, that's not the one that says biscuit, it says crackers. It's a little bit sweet. It doesn't taste salty, but again, they add salt in the mixture to make something as a whole, as a flavor. That's actually not bad. I would put those in my little kit. Okay, the Annie's Honey Grams. I know I like these. Okay. These are not as sweet as those. Interesting. Of course, if you're doing s'mores and you put nice dark chocolate bar on there and some nice hot marshmallows, which are not good for you, sorry, that does taste sweet. But as a snack in the car with some protein added and a couple other things, those would be very passable as something that would help you if you're hungry. Okay, these are the ones that go, are they dog biscuits? You know, you may not find these in a regular store. I got these in a discount, one of those discount supermarkets, so I may never see that again. Oh, cute, look at that. It has a picture of wheat grain and McVitie's, the original. Woo! Well, I'll tell you, that is the most inspiring cracker here. Let's see. It's nice and tender. Actually, that one was the most tender, but it doesn't matter. You're in the car, you're starving, hungry, you want something to eat. These taste a little bit sweet too. Not sweet sweet. They're not sweet like a cookie. Okay, I think those may have tasted a little sweeter, but you know, I'm pleasantly surprised. All of these would be good. The stoned wheat thins, again, have some deficits, but they're very plain. If you can't eat salt, if you can't eat sugar, that would be a good one to have. But hey, these are very, very good in an emergency in the car. But again, it's not the only thing that you would need, and we'll talk about those another time. So this is food, all you never wanted to know. Please share, like, subscribe, and remember, take care.